Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And what you're looking at here is actually the old police station in Dromore County Down, which of course is no longer a police station, although you can see some of the remnants that are left. For instance, the big mast there. And also the gate to get in. You can see the cathedral across the way there. So this was the old police station, but it's actually now used by the Royal Mail. And there's one of their wee push trolleys there. Now, whenever this building closed down and ceased to operate as a police station, somebody stole the very toilets out of the building. Now, the police said that they were investigating it, but they had nothing to go on. So what I want to do now is I want to actually talk to you about Dromore's hidden cave, because it seems that somebody has stole Dromore's cave. So as you can see, there's a Royal Mail van, and of course the Royal Mail use the building today to park their vans. But back in the day, during the Troubles, this was a police station. Now, in 1823, a cave near the old castle, which is just across the road, I'll show you it shortly, was discovered by workmen who were engaged in quarrying in this area. And they uncovered a circular opening some 3 feet in diameter, which had been wedged with large stones. So you can see the security measures which were in place here when it was used as a police station. Now, this opening led to a long underground passage, 24 feet long by 2 feet 6 inches wide, which had been hewn into the solid rock. So you can see there it says restricted area, authorised parking only. But it's not too restricted today because the gates are lying wide open. And you can see one of the security cameras that was used back in the day. So this is the castle here, and I'm going to take you around there. So this castle's this is actually the tower house. The castle was much bigger, so it was. But this is what's all left of it, just this tower house. It was built in the 17th century by William Worsley for his brother-in-law John Todd, who was the Bishop of Dromore. So that's what's left of it, and I will show you that. But this opening of this cave led to a long underground passage, as I say, that was cut into the rock. So this cave proved to be an ancient burial chamber containing bones and other material. Now, nobody knows where this cave was or is. It would seem that somebody has stole the cave. So if you've stole the cave, please give it back. We would like to see it in here in Dromore. But here's the thing. This is Meeting Street. But in the 1980s, this area here actually went through a bit of development, because just where that oil lorry is there, that's where you couldn't get down here. There was no road. So you had to go up to the right there where that oil lorry is, up to the right and round by what's known as the rocks at the back of those houses where the castle is. And that's Castle Street, which is known locally as the Rocks. And then down to get into town. So what they done was then they changed the whole setup here and the cutaway through here. and they built this road. And I can vaguely remember what it was like before they did this. So there was a whole change that went on here, and this is what I'm thinking. Whenever those roadworks took place, could it be that perhaps the cave was then filled in whenever they were making this road here? It's a possibility, because nobody knows where the cave is today. So I'm just throwing that out there. So if you have any information about the cave, then leave a wee comment. And especially if you know where this cave was and even is today, then leave a wee comment. It's got to be here somewhere in this area. But as I say, that was only the tower house. The castle was much bigger. So at the time, the discovery of this cave was reported actually in the Belfast newsletter, so it was. So it made headlines of its day, and you can see the cathedral better there from here. Big history there as well. I've covered a lot of videos here. So where's this cave today? Nobody knows. It has unfortunately been misplaced somewhere. So according to the details given, it was said to be within 12 yards of the old castle, on top of the rock. And as I say, where I'm taking you now is known as the Rocks, round by the Rocks as it's called. So the road was changed about 1988, so the only thing I can think of is perhaps when they changed the road layout, that the cave was actually then covered in. But I don't know. So this is Castle Street, and you can see there's loads of wee places here where a cave certainly could have gone up to the castle. This is what's known as the Rocks, and this is the castle. And I've videoed this castle before, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, because I have done a video on it. I will take you in and let you see it. So, as I say, it was built in the 17th century. This is just the tower house of what's left of the castle. And it was built by, as I say, William Worsley for his brother-in-law, the Bishop of Dromore, John Todd. If you are coming to see this castle, as I said in another video, be careful, because as you can see, the road just swings round there, and you could be clinged if you're not careful by a car. So you can see where the ground rises there, so loads of wee places where a tunnel could have went into the castle. And I'll take you in because it's still open. Not spend much time in here, because as I say, I have videoed in here before. If we can get in, that is. Where there's a will, there's a way. So if there was a tunnel here, and I believe there was, because it was reported in the paper, the newsletter of the day, then where is it? Because it certainly seems to have disappeared. But this is the tower house, what's left of the castle. It's known as Dromore Castle, of course. So you can see there, you have to be careful because of the cars. So this is Castle Street, which is known as the Rocks, round by the Rocks. So this tunnel was about here somewhere. But there's no sign of it now, unfortunately. And then Castle Street here, and you can see some of the old buildings. But Castle Street here then takes you on to what's known as Rampart Street, which of course has another connection with the castle. So the castle must have covered a lot of this area here. These apartments are. And then the ramparts would have been in this area, because as you can see, this street is called Rampart Street. So this takes you on to Meeting Street, where we were shortly or earlier. And as I say, back in the day you couldn't have drove up and down here because there was no road. If you look at some of the old photos, you'll see where there's actually houses across here, and you can get as far as here and that's it. So it certainly has been, it was certainly renovated back in the day in the 1980s. And as I say, I can vaguely remember what it was like before that. But so if you know where this cave was or is, then leave me a wee comment. So thanks for watching, and God bless.